Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Velcro crack. Oh shit.
What a way to start.
What the fuck? Alright, fair enough. I have to be caught in the sand wars. The rude sandstorm.
Well, that's
So I have a question for you.
That's a good song. What was it called?
The rude sandstorm.
Excellent. What was your question?
What year is it?
2016.
Okay, can you explain something to me then?
Yes.
Why is it that it's 2016, Blink-182 have just brought out a new album, a Clinton is running for president, Pokemon is all people are talking about, and Darude is going to be touring again?
Right, Darude's touring again?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Because I could probably give you some form of answer. Not that I'm going to say it's A, an intelligent one, or B, research. But a lot of people these days tend to like more retro things. We're sort of going back in time, like especially with the clothing, the music. Phones even are a great example. Phones were getting smaller; they're going to bigger now.
Yep.
Because everyone wants a bigger screen. They don't want a smaller screen.
Shit, yeah.
And like a lot of people are starting to like remix older music again. Not necessarily like no one's really making new music except for, the actual bands that make music, I should say. The more popular music, your dubsteps and all that is always like remixing with older music than anything. And throwing in new ones in there as well. But people always seem to sort of get like wrapped on, I guess, retro stuff. And Blink-182 being, I guess, myself personally can't stand them. I don't know. I didn't really think that answer through fully.
It's just quite weird that, like, it seems like we're back in 2001 again.
Is that really the last time Blink-182 released an album?
Like, for all these things to be relevant. Pokemon, Clinton,
well,
Darude.
Well, Clinton, I can understand 2001, absolutely. Myself personally, Pokemon's always been relevant for me, but I'm just a Pokemon weeb, so Pokemon's one of those things that I've always have love for. As for Blink-182, as far as I'm concerned, if they disappeared in a fiery hole, I wouldn't miss them for a second.
You wouldn't know that they've disappeared.
Well, I wasn't even aware that they're bringing out a new album, so...
Jesus, that was fucking lucky.
Go now. I wasn't even aware that they're bringing out a new album, so that... Can you glide? Oh, that was...
That was fucking lucky.
Yeah. I'm guessing you have to kill all the enemies before they go through.
Oh, I had a ring.
Yeah. Well, as for Clinton, yeah. Well, it's Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, so
Yeah.
pick one.
Because Bernie Sanders apparently...
He pulled out.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart strategy.
Why is that?
Always a good method.
Pulling out
Yeah.
for a race, or...
Oh, just pulling out in general.
I mean,
dicks.
I was going to say it'd be nice to see what you're doing, but
I'm going to have to fall
what are
in the
you
hole.
doing?
I'm trying to kill the enemy, and like this cunt's
Kill
got-
him on the other side.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do.
But yeah, no. There's not a lot of candidates for, I guess, a lot of Western countries at the moment to have decent presidents or prime ministers or rulers of the country, I suppose you can say for layman's terms. I mean, we just had our elections, and apparently people are pissed off about that. I honestly don't know the difference between one or the other at the moment.
Yeah, I've heard a few people locally have been quite verbal about their disapproval for other people's votes.
Whatever. I don't really give a shit. Apparently they're the type of people. I'm going to get on a political rant here, which I try not to do very often because I'm not a political person. But apparently they say it's your right to vote, but it's not your right to vote for the way you want to vote.
Yeah, you have to vote for what we like.
Yeah, and it's like you're being a little hypocritical now, aren't you?
Yeah, that's not voting. That's you telling us
How to vote.
Who to put in.
And if you feel so, and I guess if you feel so passionate towards something, then good for you. That's great. That's what, passion's all about. You prefer to have one party over the other. I myself have no preference as long as the country is still viable. And as bad as it is at the moment, it's not like it's a third world country at the moment, so we don't have a lot to complain about. I mean, look at Venezuela. That's one of the worst countries in the world at the moment with inflation. Oh, yeah, you should check it out. Inflation's pretty bad there. Crime rate's up like 800%. People are looting and pillaging, and the president's doing fuck all about it there. So, as much as the prime minister of our country is a dickhead, at least he still cares for the country.
Somewhat.
As I said, politics is not something that I get myself into too often. As you know, I'll say something and it's wrong. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Not even gonna go out on a limb. I know I'm wrong. So,
well, I got informed of some interesting news. Apparently, in the Philippines, the leader of the Philippines, the president or whatever, is issuing, I guess you'd call it a kill status. That he wants people to kill drug dealers and drug users, drug addicts.
okay.
And is issuing medals for the people who do such. Fuck off. Yeah. What?
That's an interesting. It's an interesting way to go about.
Sure, drug use is,
Bad.
considered bad.
Considered. That's a good way of putting it. It's not bad in everyone's eyes, but
And it's not bad in every use. I mean, we know that marijuana has medicinal purposes.
actually a lot of medicines, strangely enough, have medicinal purposes. Even your speeds and stuff are used in medicines, not necessarily speed itself.
Or drugs.
The acting agent in speed that gives the effect of, extra energy, I suppose is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Is used in cold and flu stuff. So,
Like codeine and fucking...
well, not so much codeine. That's more for stuff like morphine and stuff like that. Codeine and I'm talking about pseudoephedrine.
Yep.
They make crystal meth from that sort of stuff.
Sudafed.
Yeah. You're not really good at this.
No. I'm not
I've been
good
watching
at
you do
drugs
that.
either.
Can you? Yeah. It's strange enough. I know a fair bit about drugs myself, not because I use them, but because I chose to educate myself towards them.
Which, everyone should educate themselves on. It's
I
something
know.
you should definitely
I know
educate
what stuff is made out of. I don't know everything. I know enough, sort of, to know what will happen if you take this, or what will happen if you take that. There are definitely some drugs out there. I don't know how we got into the subject of drugs more than anything, but there are some drugs out there you can get addicted on the first try.
Yep.
But there are most of the drugs out there you won't get addicted on the first try.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of like it's the same. Fuck me, you are useless. You started. You are just woo. I mean, I've heard catching waves before, but my word, Jesus Christ!
All right.
You keep falling for the same thing over and over again. It's the same area every time.
It's when I get up here, right?
Yeah.
I get up here, and then I just jump straight across before waiting for that wave. And then fucking old robot nuts over here decides he's going to do some shit. And then fucking...
A drug that you can get addicted on pretty much straight away, I think, is morphine.
Yep, I've heard about that.
Because it's a relaxant, it's a pain. Same as codeine. You can get addicted to codeine pretty easily.
Yeah, painkillers, all those sort of painkillers and stuff. Even people get fucking addicted on Panadol and shit like that. I'm like, how the fuck did you get addicted to Panadol? I hate this shit.
I myself take it mostly for headaches. But because I've been plagued for most of my life for migraines, I know how Panadol, if you use a bunch of it, it really just starts not working. And I know that personally, because there are some Panadols I take and they do nothing.
I've always sort of just not taken it.
Oh, trust me, if you got the migraines and the headaches that I've had, you would want anything. You'd take anything to get rid of them.
Yeah, I remember you talking about your cluster headaches? Cluster headaches?
Cluster headaches or cluster migraines.
Same point.
The idea of it helped. So, like, there's different types of headaches. Again, something else I researched because, for the hell of it, migraines are one of the more common ones. Headaches, sort of like a normal tension headache, of like at the complete front of your head.
Yep.
And that's mostly caused by stress or not having enough water. Those are just normal, like, stress headaches you can think of. Like, you're not in a great way and everything's sort of piling up. Those usually go away just with sleep or rest. Lock yourself in a dark room and do nothing and sleep, and you'll be fine. migraines, they don't really have a reason behind migraines. There's no like actual reason why people get them.
Yep.
It's the same with most headaches, except for, stress headaches. They obviously have pinpointed like just stress, you need to rest.
Yep.
And again, there's actually no cure for migraines or headaches either. You can get surgery to lessen stuff.
I don't know. I used to tell my ex-girlfriends that I always knew a remedy for their headaches.
Oh, shut up. That's not so much a cure as it is a what's the word I'm looking for? Not so much a cure as in a treatment. You know how like there's no cure for the common cold, but you can take stuff to lessen it.
Yeah.
Same thing with headaches.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Like sex is a great way because it releases endorphins in your brain to lessen the pain of stuff,
Yeah.
Serotonin? Is that the thing that it releases into your brain? Serotonin? I believe it's serotonin is the happy drug in your brain. There's two drugs in your brain, one from the medulla oblongata and the other from somewhere else. There's a science part of the show, where one is serotonin and one is something else. So I don't exactly know what they're called. I just know one of them's definitely that. And
I don't know about you, but I nearly died. What the fuck am I doing?
And definitely, cluster headaches are more like they come in bursts, so they're not once in a like you. It basically you'll be walking and you'll feel fine, and next thing you know, you feel like someone's jammed a knife and twisting it in your brain.
Yep.
And it lasts for 5 to 10 seconds, and then it stops. And then 15 minutes later, it could be 15 minutes later, it could be 5 seconds later, it could be 5 minutes later, it could be an hour later, it could be 2 weeks later. Bang! It hits you again, and it just drops you.
That's fucking stupid.
And I've only had that maybe twice in my life. I've had several migraines. Migraines tend to happen only on one side, the left or the right, depending. And they usually come with like the signs of a migraine are like you, at least for me, I don't know, it might be different for everyone else. You sort of you get tunnel vision or you lose vision completely. Yep. You feel really uneasy and dizzy, so like vertigo style.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that starts to disappear, intense pain.
That doesn't sound pleasant at all.
No, it's not. Trust me, it's not. But learning all this stuff, I went to my doctor and she explained it all to me. I don't know why I spent an extra... Oh, it's we're well and truly over time. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the science part of this episode. Don't forget to subscribe.
Like and comment, and if you've ever had a headache, drink water and have sex.
Take Panadol.
You
only really need one Panadol.
Oh, I was going to say, one sex?
Oh, that too. Don't do it, only if you're married. Only do it when you're married. Premarital sex is a sin. You go to hell.
Yeah. Boy.
Bye. There's a saying. You gotta test drive the car before you buy it.
You gotta fucking, yeah.
You don't just walk into a parking lot and go, I'll buy that one.
You gotta drink the milk before you buy the cow.
You're calling my girlfriend a cow? No, I think he's calling her a slut.